Coco Gauff just won the French Open 3 weeks ago, defeating Aryna Sabalenka in a dramatic comeback. She's riding high as the new world number 2, fresh off her second Grand Slam title. Now comes her biggest challenge yet. Wimbledon starts in 48 hours, and the draw has been revealed. It's brutal. Today we're breaking down Gauff's path to potential grass court glory, her weaknesses on the surface, and whether the French Open champion can conquer her grass court demons at just 21 years old.
The transition from clay to grass is arguably the most difficult in tennis, and Gauff's recent results confirm this. She lost her first match since the French Open victory, falling to Wang Xinyu 6-3, 6-3 in Berlin. 25 unforced errors, 7 double faults, she looked completely uncomfortable on the slick grass. Her career record on grass tells the story: 21-10, just 68% win rate, which is her lowest of all 3 surfaces.
What makes this particularly challenging is the draw she's received. Starting with Dayana Yastremska, who just reached the Nottingham final and has been working specifically on her grass game. Then likely Victoria Azarenka, a former world number 1 who beat Gauff in their only previous meeting. By the 4th round, she could face Elena Rybakina, the 2022 Wimbledon champion who has never lost before the 4th round at this tournament.
Today we're examining whether Gauff can overcome her grass court struggles, analyzing her round-by-round path, and determining if the confidence from her French Open breakthrough can translate to success on tennis's most unique surface. Because at stake isn't just another Grand Slam, it's proving she can win on all surfaces and truly become the next American tennis superstar. Let's start with the harsh reality. Gauff has never made it past the 4th round at Wimbledon, reaching that stage 3 times: 2019, 2021, and 2024. Despite winning 10 career titles, none have come on grass. Dr. Mitchell, what specifically makes grass so challenging for Gauff's game?
Several technical factors work against her. Her return position is too deep for grass courts. She stands further back to handle power, but grass rewards aggressive return positions. Her movement, which is phenomenal on hard courts and clay, becomes a liability on the slippery surface. We saw this in Berlin, where she was broken in the 7th game of the first set, clearly struggling with footing and confidence in her movement.
The serve becomes more crucial on grass, and that's where Gauff showed vulnerability in Berlin. 7 double faults in a 2-set match is concerning. On grass, you get fewer chances to break serve, so holding your own serve becomes paramount. Her defensive style, which worked brilliantly against Sabalenka's power in Paris, becomes less effective when opponents can hit through the court more easily.
Now let's break down her potential path. Round 1, Dayana Yastremska. On paper, this looks manageable. Gauff leads their head-to-head 3-0. But Yastremska just reached the Nottingham final and was a 2024 Australian Open semi-finalist. Marcus, is this a trap game?
Absolutely could be. Yastremska's powerful baseline game can cause problems, especially if Gauff is still adjusting to the surface. The Ukrainian reached a career-high ranking of 21 at just 19 years old and has been specifically preparing for grass season. Her recent Nottingham final shows she's taking this surface seriously. If Gauff comes out flat or nervous about the transition, this could be an upset alert.
Round 2 gets immediately more dangerous. The winner of Victoria Azarenka versus Anastasia Zakharova, and Azarenka is heavily favored. This is significant because Gauff has never beaten Azarenka. She's 0-1 against the former world no. 1.
Azarenka represents everything that troubles Gauff on grass: aggressive return positions, experience on the surface, and a power game that becomes more effective on grass. At 35, Azarenka has nothing to lose and the experience to handle a second-round match against a top seed. This is exactly the type of early-round test that can derail Grand Slam campaigns.
Round 3 brings an intriguing subplot, a likely rematch with Sofia Kenin, who eliminated Gauff in the first round of Wimbledon 2023. This isn't just about tennis, it's about exercising demons.
Mental tennis at its most crucial. Kenin knows she can beat Gauff on grass, and that confidence is dangerous. She's a former Australian Open champion with variety in her game that can disrupt rhythm. For Gauff, this becomes about proving she's grown since that 2023 loss. The psychological aspect could be as important as the tactical one.
But round 4 is where things get truly brutal. The likely opponent, Elena Rybakina, the 2022 Wimbledon champion who has never lost before the 4th round at this tournament. Dr. Mitchell, how big of a favorite would Rybakina be?
Rybakina would be heavily favored, and rightfully so. Her serve and power game are perfectly suited to grass courts. She recently pushed Iga Swiatek to the brink at the French Open before losing, showing she's in good form. More importantly, her grass court record is phenomenal. She's never had an early exit at Wimbledon. This would be Gauff's biggest test, and realistically, this is where her tournament might end.
Potential quarterfinal opponent adds another fascinating layer: Iga Swiatek. The same player, Sabalenka said, would have beaten Gauff in the French Open final, but Swiatek has been struggling in 2025, and grass is her weakest surface.
This becomes the ultimate what-if match. Swiatek has multiple losses this year and has never been past the quarterfinals at Wimbledon. Her confidence appears shaken. If both reach this stage, Gauff would actually be favored for the first time in a potential Swiatek matchup. The surface could be the great equalizer between these two champions.
Now let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the tick-tock in the room. If Gauff and Sabalenka both advance, they could meet in the final, just 3 weeks after their French Open drama and recent Wimbledon dance video reconciliation.
That would be the most psychologically complex final in recent memory. The controversy, the public apology, the TikTok friendship, all leading to another Grand Slam final between the same two players. The mental preparation for both would be unprecedented. Sabalenka would have the added motivation of proving her French Open comments weren't reflective of Gauff's true level.
Let's get to expert predictions. Tennis veteran Coco Gauff had interesting comments about Gauff's Berlin loss, saying, "This is not going to be her best surface, but when does Gauff thrive? In those moments when she's doubted."
Gauff makes a crucial point about Gauff's psychology. She actually said she almost liked that she lost in Berlin because it gives Gauff a chip on her shoulder. Throughout her career, Gauff has performed best when people doubt her capabilities. The Berlin loss and grass court skepticism might actually fuel her performance rather than hinder it.
However, Andy Roddick was less optimistic, naming Aryna Sabalenka as his clear-cut favorite for Wimbledon over Gauff and other contenders. The betting odds reflect this skepticism. Sabalenka is favored at plus 275, Elena Rybakina at plus 550, and Gauff at plus 650.
Those odds accurately reflect the challenge Gauff faces. Sabalenka has been to 2 successive finals this year and is hungry for her first Wimbledon title. Rybakina is the defending champion on her best surface. Gauff, despite her French Open triumph, is still proving herself on grass. The odds suggest roughly a 15 to 20% chance of her winning the tournament.
There's also the broader context of American tennis expectations. Serena Williams was the last American woman to win Wimbledon in 2016. Gauff could end a 9-year drought, but the pressure of carrying those expectations adds another layer of complexity.
The American drought is significant, but Gauff has shown she can handle pressure. Her French Open victory came after losing the first set in the final. She's proven she can perform when it matters most. The question is whether her grass court technique can catch up to her mental toughness quickly enough for this tournament.
Let's project realistic scenarios. Best case, she navigates the early rounds, upsets Rybakina, beats a struggling Swiatek, and reaches the final, most likely. She reaches the 4th round again, matching her best Wimbledon result, but falls to Rybakina. Worst case, early upset to Azarenka or Kenin in rounds 2 or 3.
I lean toward the most likely scenario. Gauff has the quality to beat the first 3 opponents, even if they're dangerous. Yastremska, Azarenka, and Kenin are all capable of causing upsets, but Gauff's recent confidence boost and overall talent should see her through. The Rybakina match becomes the true test of whether she's ready to win Wimbledon or needs more time to develop her grass court game.
There's also the age factor to consider. At 21, Gauff is still developing her game. This Wimbledon might not be about winning the title, but about showing enough improvement to be a genuine threat in future years. The experience of playing these matches could be invaluable for her development.
Exactly right. If she can reach the quarterfinals and show improved grass court tennis, that's actually a significant step forward. Winning Grand Slams on all surfaces takes time. Look at Djokovic, he didn't win the French Open until he was 29. Gauff has already conquered hard courts and clay. Grass might take a few more years, and that's perfectly normal for her development curve.
One final factor we can't ignore, the emotional and mental energy from the French Open victory and the subsequent Sabalenka controversy. Does that experience help or hurt her Wimbledon preparation?
It's double-edged. The confidence from winning a second Grand Slam is enormous, especially after the way she handled the comeback against Sabalenka. But the transition period, the media attention, and dealing with the controversy aftermath could be mentally draining. The Berlin loss suggests she hasn't fully switched gears yet. The question is whether she can compartmentalize and focus purely on grass court tennis.
Dr. Mitchell Marcus, thank you for this comprehensive analysis. Let's give our final predictions. Gauff's Wimbledon 2025 campaign starts Tuesday against Yastremska. Based on everything we've discussed, the brutal draw, her grass court struggles, but also her proven ability to rise to challenges, what's your verdict?
4th round exit to Rybakina, but with enough positive signs to suggest future grass court success. Gauff will show improvement in her movement and tactics, win some impressive matches, but ultimately fall to superior grass court experience. It's a stepping stone year, not a breakthrough year.
I'm slightly more optimistic potential quarterfinal appearance if Swiatek continues struggling. Gauff's mental toughness and recent confidence could carry her further than her grass court technique suggests. But ultimately, I don't see her winning the title this year. The foundation is being built for future success.
This episode was brought to you by Unstruct AI. where we break down the strategic and psychological elements of elite competition. Today, we've analyzed Coco Gauff's challenging path at Wimbledon 2025, from her brutal draw featuring dangerous early opponents to potential revenge matches and psychological complexities. The French Open champion faces her biggest weakness on tennis's most unique surface. With expectations of ending a 9-year American drought, whether she reaches the 4th round again or breaks through to her first Wimbledon quarterfinal, this tournament will reveal how much her grass court game has evolved. The real story isn't just about winning or losing. It's about whether a 21-year-old champion can adapt her clay court confidence to grass court success, setting the stage for future Wimbledon glory. At stake is more than just another Grand Slam title. It's proving she can truly dominate on all surfaces and become the complete player many believe she's destined to be.